Okay. Um, so we've done quite some analysis of the last rainy season using the models and the data that we have. And now we have some results of the last season, and also using your WhatsApps in the WhatsApp group, we try to validate the model. So I thought it would be nice to show some of this, and also immediately show some some things where we would still like some feedback if you have it. Um, I see someone joined the
Yes.
meeting. Welcome. Um, I will share my screen. Um, this
Aragawi,
one.
welcome.
Can you hear us, Aragari? Okay, well, I will just present these slides, and then indeed what you say, Modatir, we can record it and ask for some feedback also from the Dierendawa Commission.
Yes. Can you put it in a slideshow mode, please?
Yes, I will.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, not this one. Yes, like this, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so we ran our models, so the W flow and swings, which you have been working on for the last months. We ran it for the period from April to the half of August, um, because that's when we had these the meteorological observations from the precipitation. Um, so well, good to take up from this slide is that we ran it for this entire period using this 15-minute um, high resolution new precipitation. And then I've plotted in these slides some results for different dates. So here you actually see this focuses on July, um, and you see the in these two graphs the precipitation and the discharge um, in the entire July. So this precipitation is well, all the precipitation that fell in the region, and then an average over that. And you see there's well, often it's dry, of course, but there's some peaks now and then, and
Uh, T-
especially there's a few
Tijo,
high peaks around. Yeah.
can we sometimes interrupt and ask questions?
Always, yes. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Which rainfall did you use, Tijo?
The Meteosat rainfall, so the satellite observations with the high resolution and a 15-minute time step.
Thank you. Thank you, Tijo.
Um, and this is actually an average over the entire region. So total rainfall amounts are not really high, but at least we see when something happened. And it doesn't really indicate whether the rainfall was on the city or more upstream, but it's more an indication like, okay, here quite some rain fell. And then we have our W flow model, so that which is the hydrological model for the entire upstream basin, and we show here some discharge. So actually the water that's coming through the rivers. You see different lines, so these are different um, different locations of the different rivers. But for now, the most important is this blue line, which is the Tachu River. And you see around 17 July, well, there is quite a peak in discharge, which, well, this is like 20 cubic meter per second, and that comes down to maybe 10, 15 centimeter of water in the river. Um, and
Uh,
during that time,
Tijo,
yeah, what did it?
do you have
Yes.
like in this map those seven locations? Because I remember there was like the location for those like seven areas. Is it here or is it somewhere? Just to remind like the expert about the locations of these
Um,
7 points, or maybe you can just
well,
indicate it. Where are they, like roughly?
yeah, this is quite a zoomed in map, but this blue one, the number one, is here.
Okay, on the major one.
Um, yeah, that's the major one.
Okay,
And the others are quite smaller, and some are not even in this picture. So I would suggest to just focus on the blue one,
okay, very good,
which is just the major river. And I think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but also the major driver of flooding in the area.
very good. Thank you, Tijo. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, and at this point, Vidal said that last Wednesday, so actually on that day, the 17th, it rained heavily and the road was completely flooded. Now, one important thing to note is that rainfall that falls directly on the streets, and if the roads are like there's some water stuck there, that's almost impossible for us to really model. So we should with the hydrological models. So with to observe that, we should really analyze the rainfall data, and this is more an analysis of the hydrological models. So we focus now more on whether there's water in the river. Um, well, I have a few more slides. Here there's another WhatsApp of the 1st and 2nd of August. Back then, someone said that there was actually some water in the river around that period. And well, we don't know any more than this. And you do see again a small peak, but it doesn't seem to be so large. So that's still a little bit of an open question whether yeah there was how much water there was in the river at such a point, and we can't really check because we were not there, of course. Um, and then also you see here on the 5th of August that there was a really quite a significant peak in the discharge. So there's quite some water. At least the model predicted that there's quite some water in the river at that moment.
So
But
just a remark, Tijo.
yeah,
It seems that on the fifth, like there is like a higher flow uh, in point. I think number three compared to number one. So number one, it was like the major, maybe channel or conveyance, but then we have like more water in another branch. Is it correct?
yes, that's correct. But that other branch is actually not going through the city.
Okay.
So that branch, yeah, I plotted it here, but you actually you can kind of forget about it because it's um yeah, I'm trying to find a picture. Let me show here. Here you see the overview and number. So you have to look at those arrows pointing to the right.
Yes.
And number one is this one. That's this the Tachu River going through the city. Here's where the city is.
Very good.
And number three is all the way here. And actually, the river doesn't even cross the city. So if there's high discharge there, yeah, it's a bit less important for
Uh,
Tirida.
the most
Okay,
significant one is number one because it is like at the heart of Diridawa.
exactly.
Yes. The other remark maybe compare with the previous slide, like the maximum flow it was like 20 something meter cube per second, but now here we have maybe like around 80 meter
Yeah.
cube per second. So it is like a significant amount of water crossing the city.
Yeah, that's actually a really good observation. So here it goes until 20 indeed. And here this small peak is already 20, and here it's like almost 80 or yeah, 70 cubic meter per second. So indeed, this is a far larger event. Still, um, I don't with such an amount of water, I don't expect a huge flood. It's more that um, yeah, we expect there to be quite a significant flow of water through the city. So that would actually be my first main question be to you also, like, did actually something happen on the 5th of August? And I don't know if people still remember it, but if you do, and if you were in the Odawa, then that would be helpful to know.
Yes.
Because we didn't hear anything in WhatsApp on the 5th of August.
Maybe my other remark here, I will give the floor to the others, but maybe my main remark here, many times like because like those conveyance, they are like dry during some times of the year. So people used to sell, they used to put their goods there, they used to use it like an open empty space. So when we have like such kind of when we have like such kind of amount of discharge, although it may not like flood the city, but it can surprise like those who normally use those empty areas for other purposes. So even if it is not like residential areas, but still it can surprise people. It can cause damage because people used to utilize, like from previous feedback, it used to surprise those who used to use those empty areas. Thank you, Tijo. Back to you. Thank you.
Yeah, no, you're right, Modeteer. I mean, we've also been there and we've seen it indeed. So that's why indeed I would expect it's in such an event. I mean, this if this is the case, like with 70, 80 cubic meter per second, I would expect maybe 30 centimeter of water. Well, if that's, I mean, it's not maybe not very dangerous, but if that's flowing quite fast through the riverbed, then you can imagine that quite some stuff is being taken away. Yeah.
Yes. I think
Um,
it can also wash a car. Like if there is a car trying to cross, or if there is a car, it can even take that car
yeah.
with this amount of yes.
Okay. Yeah. Could be. Yeah. I don't know what
Because they said like
exactly.
18 inch it can wash, so it is close to that like
Yeah.
limit. But
Okay.
thank you, Tijo. Back to you. Sorry
Yeah.
for interruption.
No problem. Um. Yeah, and then there was another small remark at the 7th of August, um, where it was being said that there was quite some rain at midnight, and there was no flooding in the big rivers, but they saw water in the streets. Well, and at that point, we indeed see well, only a small peak in the precipitation, but that could mean that maybe it's a local precipitation above the city, and in the rivers, not so much happens. So yeah, that seems to be seems to correspond well. Um, and same for the 8th or 9th of August. 8th it was, where we got some pictures, and there was a little bit of response in the rivers, and well, as again a small peak in precipitation. Um, so in general, I would say that these were already my slides for the validation, and in general, I would say that, well, first of all, it's really helpful to have this information because we are not there and we don't have measurement stations, so we cannot check ourselves whether the models are doing well. Um, but for we had some rainfall events and they seemed to be corresponding well. But for the water in the river, we didn't have so much information. So if you have any information in August or any other period when there was water in the river, and maybe a bit how much, like how high did the water come, then that would be very helpful. Um, and in general, yeah, I just wanted to show you a bit that we were still working on this, and that the models are yeah, I think doing quite okay, and hopefully you can also access the results soon. That was it for me.
Yes.
I don't know if I think there's no one from the Diodawa Commission at the moment, so I can imagine it might be hard to give feedback on what happened during the period, but maybe someone knows.
Yeah. First of all, thank you very much, Tijo, for this good feedback. You gave a very good overview about what happened in the last season and also what happened during August and sometimes also during those April, May, and it gives a good picture. Also, the maps that you showed, it showed the amount of discharge at any branch, and also with this Google map, it showed clearly where are the water. So I think this is a very good added value, and these are good result. Thank you very much. Maybe I will open the floor for the experts if they want to give any feedback or if they have any question. Arigawi, Alimayo, and Atu Muhammad Ali, you are all welcome. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Not a question, but uh, to add it more, we have a station in the Chasu River hydraulic station. So we have also observer on the ground. Um, if that observer capture this event, this water level data, we're gonna provide. I will communicate with our staff. If they have, I will provide for Tiho. That's what I want to
Okay,
add. Yeah.
that would be really, really helpful. Nice. Do you know where the station is in the river? More or
Maybe
less?
Muhammad
Mm.
Ali will help me on this thing, but I know there is a station in the Chasu River. Uh, uh, I
Maybe
will
the
communicate. Mm.
yes, I think maybe the coordinates will help on in which
Yeah.
branch is it because here there are seven points that selected by Tycho to monitor like uh, the flows and the water levels. So by knowing at least just the coordinate, I think it is enough. But thank you very much, Engineer Alimayo, for offering to look for this information and also to share it to validate these good results. Thank you.
And if sharing the data is difficult for some reason, then that's also not necessary. We can also share the model data, and then you or someone else in Ethiopia can do some like can compare it to that. So I can imagine that that sharing the data is hard, and then that's also an option.
Good morning, all. Can you hear me?
Good
Yes,
morning, loud
good
and
morning.
clear. Thank you.
Okay, good morning. Sorry, I joined this program late due to some problem. Sorry for that.
No worries.
Okay, as Bear said, we have in fact one gauging stations there in the Chato River. Even the observer is collected data, but this data is, you know, that this the Chato River is most of the time affected by flash flood. It is not a perennial. Most of the time the observer is collected the zero dish. But during the flood time, I didn't hear more from the presentation, but I have one question. During the Google map, when you observed the Chato part from the upstream to the down, how did you get the flow, the depth of the water? You know, how the Google map did not give anything. Yeah, how did you get the depth of the water level? Did you get the depth of the water level when you converted to the flow? How can you get the water level? Because the other question is, do you have an option, or in the future did you want to use a drone unit, especially to use as a photograph method, because that is very clear. If you use a drone unit, that drone unit is captured in a short elevation, all the part. So did you have any idea on this one? Thank you.
Good question. Thank you. So for now, we modeled this the flow, the discharge with the W flow model, and the water levels that I told you, like I talked about 10, 30 centimeters. That was just a really quick estimation, like assuming the river is 100-meter wide, then then it's more or less like that. But we also have the Sphinx model, which is a more like a detailed hydrodynamic model for in the city, and that actually models the water levels. So we have this the topography from satellite information that we processed a lot, also with Google Maps and buildings, and using that, we came to this model that models the actual water levels in the river. And what you say about using a drone is not in the scope of this project anymore. But one other question that I still wanted to ask is that one of our partners, Tamo, they are still working on installing 2 hydrological stations, and that's is still going to happen, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and we can decide where to put that. And for that, I also wanted your input, like what would be a good place. And I have some suggestions, but I'm wondering if you agree with that. Um, so I can show you those locations if you like.
Okay. Okay.
So actually, so that would be two stations, and the from a hydrological point of view, I think it's interesting to place one of them in within the city of Diadawa, and this red circle is around a bridge in the Tachu River, um, which is I think the most upper stream bridge in Diadawa from the two of them. And we thought that could be a good location. And the other location is a little bit more upstream, so we know more like what the water is like from upstream from the hills is doing, and how it's gonna enter the city. Um, and I'm wondering whether you have other suggestions, and whether you think that such a location that would be like installed under a bridge, for example, whether that would be a good option also in terms of people living there in the neighborhood, or um, yeah, whether you have any opinion about that. Because if we would
Yeah.
be able, yeah.
Yeah, your selection is very good because why I am raised this question. We are working together with one of the project of Italian project, the SIMA project, especially on the Chato River.
Yeah.
But they are trained with them using a drawing unit, especially to use the photographic or the aerial map of the river from upstream up to downstream. We so it's good. Your selection is also good. Last 2 or 3 weeks last time, they did a drone unit training with them. This project, SIMA project. So
okay,
better to cooperate your results with them, and we are working together, and it's a good suggestion, a hydrometeorological station. Just what I want to say this one. Thank you.
yeah, actually I think, but I'm not entirely sure, but I think Tamo is also in contact with Sima, so that's actually nice to hear. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. From my point of view, you select a good site, so I agree with what you say, the area you select.
Okay. Then maybe one more check on that, because wait, I take Google Maps here. So now I chose, or we chose the locations both in this river, which is this biggest river branch going through Diadawa. And I just wanted to quickly check whether, but maybe the people from the Diadawa Commission know best. I don't know, but whether this river branch in the west part of the city is also important to monitor, or whether it's better to just focus on this branch, because we only have two stations. So yeah, we could either plant one in each branch or both in the bigger one.
Thank you. Your selection is very good because this river is mostly affected during the rainy time. Most of the time it's dry. So your selection in the two places is good instead of the town. I think it is a good station in my opinion. Thank you.
Yeah, from this meeting, I don't know any grade one administrative here. We can consult. We can consult. It should be consult them.
Yeah.
But for us, one station on the Chaju main river, the one who cross the market, and yeah, maybe we should consult the grade one administrative.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah, what Modati already said, we also record this meeting, so I hope that someone will watch this, and otherwise we contact them next session again.
Yes. Is there any other thing we have to discuss, or that's it?
One last question which I have is, you validated with ground observer with the model output, isn't it? Yeah. Can you show us? I mean, which one is the model output in the graph you validated based on the ground observer information you get, and the model output, isn't it? Or
no, so we didn't validate with really observed data, only with the WhatsApps. So we cannot really compare any observations with the model data.
So you just, what you did is just follow the event. Just I mean, following the event. Today there is a rain, then you have just following the event.
Yeah. And that's not ideal, but yeah, we didn't have any observed data, so that's the most we could do, I think. That's also why why those stations would be really helpful, because then we can validate and calibrate it better.
Okay. If it is possible, can you share your presentation? Because I joined early later, so I join with my email, or to transfer to Dr. Mudeti.
Yes.
Transfer to us. Okay.
Yes. I will also share the recording. I'm recording now the session, and as soon as we finish, I will try to upload it in YouTube to make it easy for you also to watch.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Engineer Pierre, and also Engineer Muhammad Ali. Thank you very much, Tycho, for this good presentation and this good validation session. I think we are on track. We will continue for the coming weeks before the physical meeting on this virtual training. We will focus more on Sphinx now. So thank you. Thank you very much, and see you all soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Tycho.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.